Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's video. So today we are going back to January 7th, the day after the 5K. We're still sore. We're still wondering if we were ever going to do it again, but we can't wait to go get pictures done with our medals. So let's head back to January the 7th. So for me, January 7th started a little bit earlier than Sam because, see, that was the ending of the virtual queue for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. So I wanted that virtual queue. And I'm actually really excited to tell you that I got us into group 11. I was really excited. I'm like, Sam, I got us into group 11. He's like, way to go. I was on the app a little bit beforehand. I was ready to refresh and go right when it went to the 6 o'clock, I think, 7 o'clock. And I got it. I was so excited. And so Sam and I got up and dressed and headed to the All-Star Movies food court to once again have breakfast. I had a bagel and cream cheese, and Sam had the breakfast platter with his Mickey waffles. So we headed off to Epcot for early park admission, which starts a half an hour before regular park opens. But at that point, it was an hour. So we get in line for going over towards Test Track, and we're kind of in this holding space, and so finally the time comes, and somebody, there's 4 people, in front of us trying to push and shove with their strollers to get in the queue, in the line to go, and the captain was like, I'm sorry, you cannot take strollers here. Strollers have to be parked over there. And so they were very, very upset, and Sam and I just kind of dodged around them and kept going. So we walked through the queue, and we're like, oh man, we won't get to build cars. We got to build cars! We were so excited. So Sam and I built our cars, and we always build individually, so that we are able to race against each other. So we built our cars, and into the line we went. We didn't wait too long before we were jumping in the back seat of that test car to test drive our car. And the guys in front of us were not quite as happy about the ride, I don't think, because they were like, this is dumb. So I'm assuming maybe they hadn't been there since the changeover and they thought it was the same ride it used to be. I don't know. So once we got off a Test Track, and I will say I beat Sam by 1 point. 1 whole point. I was so excited. We went outside and boom, we started getting pinged that our virtual line was ready. It wasn't even park opening yet. So we zoomed around. We made a stop in the building where they have the preview center. We went to the bathroom really quick and headed off to France. We were so excited, and we got to ride Ratatouille. Ratatouille is a 3D ride. I opted not. I took some pictures, which will be in the photo montage. And so once we got out of Ratatouille, Aurora was out meeting. So Sam didn't really want a picture with Aurora, so I put on my medal and took a picture with Aurora. After we saw Aurora, we went towards the back up to Future World because we had lunch reservations at Garden Grill. And so Minnie was out greeting guests at the spot where Duffy used to be. I miss Duffy so much. So we went up to into the land pavilion. We rode Soarin' and then headed back upstairs to see if we would be able to get into our dining reservation for Garden Grill a little early. They're like, well, we don't know. We'll have to see. Well, they put us in that we were checking in, and lo and behold, about 5 minutes later, I got a text message that said they were ready to seat us. So if you've never been to Garden Grill is the restaurant in the Land Pavilion, and it is a wonderful restaurant. I had a much better experience in September than we did in this past January. However, I know that everyone's going to have different experiences, but here is the menu. You get a harvest-inspired salad with a vinaigrette, which is from the Living with the Land area. They grow all of it there. You get turkey breast, macaroni and cheese, herb and leek stuffing, grilled beef with chimichurri, which Sam really enjoyed, creamy mashed potatoes, seasonal vegetables, and a berry shortcake with whipped cream. Sam and I both just had iced tea to drink. And then you are seated in the lower level of the restaurant, and the characters come behind you for photos. So you can sit down and take selfies. You can stand up and take selfies, however you want to do it. And the really neat thing about Garden Grill is that it slowly rotates through the restaurant. And so by the time we had made one full rotation, we had finished eating and we were headed off to our next adventure. So at that point, it was a little after 1. So Sam and I opted to jump on the monorail and take the monorail to the TTC and transfer over to the Magic Kingdom monorail. So once we got over to the Magic Kingdom, we rode Haunted Mansion and Big Thunder, and then Sam went and grabbed us some Mickey pretzels and cheese and some jackets because it got cold. And we watched the fireworks, and the new fireworks show is called Enchantment. And Sam and I we were disenchanted. A lot of people have said, oh, you need to give it a chance in person. It's not as good on the videos. It's not as good. No, it's just not good. The fireworks shows are supposed to grip at your heart. They're supposed to give you that tearjerker moment. There was no tearjerker moment. In fact, Sam was so disenchanted that when we got back, he pulled up a YouTube video. He pulled up a video on the TV in the room and watched Happily Ever After. And he liked Wishes over Happily Ever After. He liked Disenchantment less than he liked Happily Ever After. So we left the fireworks, and that was, I think, the downright most stressful moment of the whole trip for me. We knew that panic attacks were, they happened in crowds. We had done pretty well up to this point by staying away from the big areas of crowds. We had, when we did the fireworks, we were in the hub area with a fenced off area behind us, so there could be no one pushing up against us. But trying to get out of that area was not fun. It took some time. I did really well. I didn't get too upset, but it was a new adventure to try to get out of the fireworks. So once we got out of the fireworks, we got back to our bus and we headed back to the room. It was a wonderful day. It was so much fun, so much food, and I can't wait to do it again. Guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Cue that photo montage.